At my induction, I kind of read from a script and I was told that people wanted me to speak from the heart a little bit more. So we're going to try and go that route. The first year, this year, was a challenging year. It was a year of understanding and trying to figure out what the intentions and what the future was going to look like for me. I did the best that I possibly could with the tools that I had at that point in time. Moving forward, now I have a much better understanding, a better lay of the land, not only from all of these little things, disgruntled conversation, hours and hours and hours I've had of conversations with a lot of different levels of officials. I've had conversations with rookies, I've had conversations with veterans, elites. I've been also a coach this past year. My first time coaching, to be an assistant coach, to see what the optic is from that side of things as well. So I think that the experience that I gained from doing the job that I did this year is invaluable to me, and I appreciate the tremendous amount of support that a lot of you gave to me and assistance. I wanted to mainly thank a large portion, like I said, for the officials that I did see in the gym that came up to me with their concerns, situations that happened to them, things like that, you know, that were open and willing to discuss those things, because it's not always easy to have those conversations with people that are in positions above you. This is what I've learned, is that by saying certain things you can be quote unquote, as we call, blacklisted if you say the wrong thing or whatever. But I really appreciate that you guys don't feel that way when addressing me or coming to me with certain things. I really do appreciate all of our conversations. The executive, tremendous amount of work. A lot of people, I think, don't have a hard time understanding the amount of work that's done behind the scenes to keep the association going on the rails that it's been going for as long as it has been going. Because I had a good conversation with one veteran slash elite official, ex-president, and we came to the conclusion that as much as we would like to move the ball forward, I give this analogy to a lot of people, and this is the reality. If you guys want it or not, I'm still going to give it to you because that's how I am. We have the dossier, as I call them, files, right? So we have supervision, we have discipline, we have creating applications, we have people wanting to move up. Les dossiers, ça finit plus. I use the alphabet, so A to Z. So we go through A to Z, right? When we come back to A, we realize that, well, now we're up until E in shit. A to E is a problem. So we go through the dossier again. And by the time we get to Z, now we're at P worth of problems, from A to P. That's backlog. Then we go again. So you guys get what I'm trying to say here, is that the amount of hours already invested is a tremendous amount, if you guys are not aware. However, it's like the analogy, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Unfortunately, the reality is the resources, time and money. When we talk about financials and we talk about having a surplus and this, that, and the other thing, there's situations we've been through this summer that we realized that member does not have that much money in reality. Yes, there is a surplus. Yes, we want to move forward. Yes, we want to give back. Yes, we want to do certain things. However, we are limited in what we can do with the constraints of time and money. That's the reality of the situation. As much as we can talk about any situation that you guys are disgruntled about, and when it comes down to the bottom line, typically 9 times out of 10 is the time investment. As much as we have the good intentions and everybody does, I agree, don't get me wrong. I think that moving forward, we're going to have to unite a little bit more, and those people that have offered their services, please re-offer their services. And we will work more as a team to to tackle all the issues and bring the association to a point where everybody is happy with what's going on. I think that's the fairest thing that we can do. There is, a lot of initiatives that maybe I bit off a little bit more than I can chew. I can admit that all. I really wanted to do as much as possible. I think that a lot of things did get done. Maybe in one of my emails around the holidays that I was a little bit not happy, not pleased with certain things. Maybe I believe that I should not have addressed the association that way, and I apologize for that. But moving forward, I think that a lot did get done this year. Maybe not everybody's aware of what got done, but I'm only a phone call away typically. Write me an email, yikes. Text message, yikes. If you call me, 9 times out of 10 I'm going to pick up or I'm going to call you right back. And I'll be more than happy to have an hour conversation with you about whatever you want to talk about. So that's pretty much it. Like in the terms of initiatives, we did get a lot of things done, from Sean's application to writing a member handbook. Most of you haven't seen it. It was sent out an email. A lot of things were sent out in emails. I think we have to do a better job of being diligent as well as an association, of checking our emails and understanding these things, if not asking and reaching out for help a little bit better. And if you get brick-walled by somebody, so you ask a question to one person on the executive, try the next person, try the next person, try the next person. There's 13 of us. Someone's going to be able to give you an answer. If you ask one person and then you don't get an answer, or they don't respond to you, you say, well, I did my job, thank you very much. I think we could go a little bit more and send that copy-paste email kit to somebody else. It takes 30 seconds. And hopefully you'll get your answer and we can move forward. Once again. The sheer number of games, Brian would have been, if any of these guys were here, it would have been better for them to discuss this, but the reality of the situation, I think, right now is that it's been an ongoing battle that we've been having within MMBRA. The sheer number of games, the volume is outrageous. I think that it shows at the federation level, the CBA, especially when we have associations reaching out, from that. It's not, before in the past it was, we reached out because we wanted to award the opportunity for other officials to gain experience of moving around the province, maybe getting your name out there, X, Y, Z. Now it's an obligation. The associations, other associations, MMBRA itself, even being as big and as powerful and as professional as we are, we cannot cover the games. That's the reality. So that's going to be a huge discussion when it comes to, was that the reason why that Brian decided to step down? Who knows? We need the time this summer to really focus on whether we might be in consideration of potentially releasing a few contracts. And that is the reality, because now the thing is that when the discipline becomes such a big, large matter, is because everybody is being used, because everybody needs to be used, so the power lies in the hand of the official. If the official says, I'm not going to take off my watch and I'm going to referee this game because I want to count my steps, that is not professional. That is not the service that we are offering. So when we go to our clients and you guys say that you want more money for the games that you're doing, and they say, well, your ref showed up 5 minutes late. Your refs with yellow shoes on. Your ref, do this. It's very hard for me to negotiate with them when we're not doing the things, the bare minimum, basic things that we're doing. So, and I'm not saying that's true for everybody. There is a large percentage of people that that uphold MMBRA's code of conduct and ethics and things like that. However, it only takes a few rotten eggs to spoil the entire thing for everybody. So we have to hold each other accountable, because it's not like a real job where your boss can be walking, out of the room and come and, oh, why is he not working? It's very rare that this is going to happen with the 12,000 assignments that I saw in our board, 8,000 actual games, I believe, 8,500 or something like that. So it's just not possible. I think that we need to, quote unquote, big brother, big sister each other a little bit more. With that being said, I think I have my last point here. So in my report, if you guys read, there was one thing that I said that, you know, I'm not the best communicator in the world. My field of expertise is mechanics, so I don't have to talk to the machines, but the machines like to talk to me, and they like to tell me, you know, what the problem is. Now, how I go about doing that is by diagnosing things. So I'm very analytical in the things that I do, the things that I say, and the research. So I believe that one of the traits and skills that I do need to work on is being a better communicator. That means that a lot of information that could have been shared, that should have been shared, I will do my best to make sure that next year that we have a better line of communication, whatever that line of communication might be. We might be moving away from emails. We might open up, there's other forms of maybe, there's an application called Slack, or we might create a WhatsApp group or whatever. Just know that one thing is very true. The executive that we have in place right now is a very strong one, and one that really has your best interest at heart. So I'd like to give one more, and I'd like for everybody to give them a big round.